Hey guys, I'm over here. Just got to another field where there's still some timber standing. There are some buck tracks back there. Hopefully that's promising. My granddad said he's seen a bunch of deer over here. So, maybe so. There's a bunch of deer tracks running up this roadbed. Maybe I can find me a spot and set up. When I pulled in, there were that spike and that doe at the driveway, and they come back this way, so maybe it's a good spot. There's a ladder stand already right here that we normally rifle hunt from, that I could bow hunt from, but I don't know if it's in the best spot. I don't know if I want to. There it is. Just hunting over this little fire break right here, and then the field over there. There's a shooting house right here too, but I don't really want to bow hunt from the shooting house. I'll probably just walk up to the end of this field where I know a lot of deer cross and look at it from there, and then I'll drop down the hill into what we call the first deer field. It's where I've killed my first deer, and see what I might can do there. Right in here's got the most cover, the most food, the most tracks. We've seen deer here. There's still a bunch of oak trees over back in there, so I think in here will definitely be where I end up hunting. See, right here you can see they've already been eating some of these briars. It's real bare. There's muscadine. There's plenty of cover and bedding. There's a row bed. There's pines over there where I can hang a stand. We're up here in the timber where nobody really goes. There's tracks all along this road bed. I think it's a pretty good spot. We'll just have to see how I exactly want to set it up. See, right here is a pretty good deer trail running across the roadbed here. Just running straight over into that timber. They definitely moved through here. I just gotta catch them in it, I guess. Here's the first deer field. It's a pretty good field, just right off the hill where all that sign is and everything. In the bedding area. Walk around, see any tracks. This is probably one of the only food plots we have coming up right now too. And just on the other side of those woods right there is where I saw that buck and that doe when I pulled in. And as you can see, there's plenty of spots for stands to set up. You can go just about anywhere. I don't know if I want to set up down here or on top of the hill though. I could even come and where I saw those deer are just right on the other side of that privet. I could come and put some corn out right in here, hang my stand like right there in that pine right there, where I have plenty of cover, and then catch them funneling through here, going to the oak trees right over there. I mean, there's plenty of tracks through here. We've seen deer here already this evening. As you can see, there's plenty of grass, plenty of food. There's water over here in this creek. Henry Creek right here. An old shooting house, but I probably won't sit in it. It's not a bad spot right here. Not a bad spot at all. See, right over there is the oak trees that they've all been feeding under. It's just right there on the driveway. And right over there is that spot I was just talking about. Bunch of deer tracks coming right through this field right here. I saw those deer just on the other side of that thicket. So this little corner right here might be my spot, honestly. I come out here a little later than I usually do this year. Something's over there in that thicket. Normally I'm out here, you know, a few months before season, getting ready. Cameras out, corn out, trying to find one to hunt. First week of bow season. This year I waited a little too long, and now bow season's a week from today, and I'm just now looking for a spot to hunt. But we've had a bunch of timber cut, so I wasn't really sure where I would be hunting. So, spider web. I think I found 2 or 3 good spots that could definitely kill deer. I just got to see which one would be better for me. I'm gonna walk in this holler right here and see if these oaks are dropping yet. And that might also help decide where I go. So, we'll look real quick. There's a pretty good deer trail right here. I actually bow hunted in here a little bit last year and saw several deer, but I just hunted it. I didn't have any corn or anything back here, so they never really come into range. And it's so thick that you have to have certain windows that they walk through. They've definitely been in here feeding. Ground's real tore up. Yep, and the acorns are dropping right there. That's what we're looking for. So these oaks in here are dropping already, which is a really good sign. Yeah, they have this all tore up. And where we saw that sign is just up the hill that way. And where we saw the deer were just over the hill down that way across the creek by the driveway. So I might end up hunting in here. Last year there was a real big scrape line that come through too, a little bit later in the bow season. So I know there's turkey. There was a turkey over here roosted up there in that tree that just pitched out. That's pretty cool. There's my granddad's old walk-on right there, where he used to hunt back here in this holler. He said he killed a bunch of deer over here. Look at that right there. That's perfect. That's what you want to see this time of year, for sure. Yep, there's his old lock-on, this white oak. where I hunted last year was right over there in that white oak. And the deer would come down the hill that way, come up through here, and then turn and go that way. But if I can get a good spot this year and get some corn like down here in this bottom or on this hillside in a good spot where I can see, I should be able to bring them into range finally and maybe get them to present some shots. Here's an old rub too from year before last. I think this might be the spot. Plenty of cover. I know they bed back up on that hill a decent little ways, so they'll probably definitely funnel through here, especially if I get some good corn in here. I think it might be the spot. There's acorns, cover, go right over there, and there's water, fields. I can get some corn. All I gotta do is be here. I do believe. So let's look for a good tree. I might try to find a better one than last year. It was a little small. Let's look for a good tree and get a spot set up. Right in here too, it also opens up a good bit, and there's a bunch of muscadine right here, which is a really good food source for deer. Also early season. And where I sat last year over there, I saw the deer come down the hill that way. They come down, come up this little draw, and went right on through there. So I know they work through here, which is good. It's more open, there's muscadine. There's also all those oaks over there. So I might honestly get in like one of these oaks over here. I might get in that one right there. Because it's got pretty good cover on it too. Might can climb it and then get a good corn pile out here somewhere. Right in here too, it also opens up a good bit, and there's a bunch of muscadine right here, which is a really good food source for deer. Also early season. And where I sat last year over there, I saw the deer come down the hill that way. They come down, come up this little draw, and went right on through there. So I know they work through here, which is good. It's more open, there's muscadine. There's also all those oaks over there. So I might honestly get in like one of these oaks over here. I might get in that one right there. Because it's got pretty good cover on it too. Might can climb it and then get a good corn pile out here somewhere. So right here is actually one of the old scrapes from last year. You can kind of see it right in there. It was a big old scrape too. The tree I'm thinking about hunting in is right there. So I don't know. It might have enough cover. I'm not entirely sure about it yet. But I know deer walk through here. I just gotta find a good spot to set up. Like if I were to put corn in here somewhere, that tree right there might be okay. This one would be too close. There's the old ladder or lock on right there. I don't know, I'm gonna have to really look for a better spot right here. This is the place I need to be though, that's for sure. All right, so right here in this street is where I hunted last year. And I always thought about it. I could put corn down there and I'd had a good shot. But a lot of the deer I saw funneled down the hill that way. And they were just way too out of range. So I kind of want to come down here. There's a pretty good deer trail running right here too. I kind of want to come down here and maybe get a better tree, more where all the deer funnel. So let's see here. I know there's oaks dropping over in here. We saw that. There's acorns on the ground, leaves tore up. So if we can, big spiderweb. That's the only thing about bow season. You run into a lot of spiderwebs. That tree right there might not be too bad. It's just really big at the base, so it wouldn't be real easy to climb, because I'll probably end up hunting it with my climber. That tree's not bad right there. Just it's real thick on this side of the holler. Yeah, that tree's not bad. You can go sit there, and we just have to clear out some shooting lanes, I think, and get a good corn system in here. And it's good, easy access just right through there. I gotta look. All right, so I was looking at that pond down there, but it's too big. But all the deer come funneling off that hill right there, come down through here, and then through this little flat, and all those acorns and stuff are right there on that hillside. And I know they all tend to just funnel this way no matter what. And this white oak right here has got good cover, pretty straight, good, easy to get around with the climber. So I might get up in it and put my corn like right down there in that bottom, like literally just right in there. And then I can come in here and clear me out my shooting lanes right in there. Hopefully, just take out some of these little thin trees, and it should open it up a decent bit where I can get maybe a shot off. That'll probably end up being what I do right there. So I have the tree set up just right behind the camera right there. So you're gonna see spiderwebs again. Gonna go trim some of these little trees down, put the cord down there in the flat, and we should be good to go. See, now we got a wide open lane straight over there to our tree where we'll be sitting. We can still see that way. See them coming off this hill. See them funneling through this bottom. We should have plenty of good shots right here. This will be the spot where we sit next week.